Welcome to Your Business, Your Life with Matt Francesco, your personal financial technician. Whether you've had years of success in your business or just starting out, High Lift Financial can help you create a vision for your business, life, and family, and align these for generational wealth. So as they say, what happens in your life affects your business. And now, on to the show. Well, hello and welcome to Your Business, Your Life with me, Matt Francesco. It's something that I preach to a lot of my clients, and it's something my coach really harps on me about, is this idea of getting renewal time to kind of recharge your batteries. And, really, and I've talked about this in other podcasts before about kind of the three different times of time that we work in. We have tactical time where we work in the business. We have strategic time where we work on the business. And then we have renewal time where we're not even in the business. I think most entrepreneurs, most business owners tend to focus way too much of their time, probably 80 to 90% of their time, in the tactical end. And again, we're kind of wired because we're grinders. We built things up, but we get into the habit of basically just putting out fires and never thinking about where's our business going to go, what do we want to become, what does our personal vision look like, things like that. And that's really kind of fits in under what I call strategic time. I can't tell you how many clients have come to me and just said, I just wish I don't have enough time to work on the business. I feel like I'm working in the business. And that really clarifies the difference between tactical time and strategic time. Again, the tactical time, you're working in the business, you're doing the day-to-day activities. Strategic time is when we are working on the business. And it's really important to have that strategic time too, so that we can grow, we can figure out where we need to adapt. I know every shop owner that I've been talking to in recent weeks has been experiencing a slowdown, which can be nerve wracking because, especially if you're used to moving cars through, it's almost like the well is dried up, and it can be it kind of put a little pit in your stomach. But it's actually can be a blessing too, because it does give you time to start kind of backing away and saying, where do I want the business to go? And also, how do we evolve? How do we change? What do we do when we experience these slow times? I was interesting. I was reading it was an article that came out from a webinar that Mike Anderson did. And it was interesting because the industry standard was, when they looked at how often a consumer is taking their car to a collision shop, it was every 7 years. And Mike decided to dive back into these numbers again. And he found out now that it's almost 18 years. Technology has made cars safer. And, again, with a lot of the warning ADAS and the warning systems that are out there, people are just not getting into as many accidents. And that's one of the reasons why I think a lot of shop owners are starting to see a slowdown. So what does that mean? If we're not going to have the number of cars through, how are we going to evolve our business that we can continue to grow not only our revenue, but also our profitability? And so we need to take time to be able to do that, which leads me into renewal time, because again, and I've been horrible with this in my career, and I'm really just starting to get better with it, is we need to take those times when we get out of our environment, okay? And we allow our conscious mind to get out of the day-to-day activities, even some of the strategic thinking, and allow it just to rest. Because what it does, it actually gets our brain, gets our subconscious mind starting to work on a lot of the problems. And you're going to find, as I found, that you're going to have huge breakthroughs in your business just by taking that renewal time. Now, little caveat on this, because renewal time is not just like, okay, I'm just going to go stay at home and do projects around the house. I really think you need to get away and do these things. Just kind of getting out of your day-to-day environment, going to a new place, can really do wonders for where your business is going to go. And I found, we just came off for a renewal week down in Florida for a number of days, almost a week. And I came up with a lot of breakthroughs, and I'm excited to just start running again and to start to implement these things. So it's really important that we kind of look at all three of these times. And what's interesting is, actually, the bigger that you grow, the more renewal time you need to take, because again, this is where your business is going to require you, as the leader and as the owner, to be able to lead the business, and how are we going to drive new business coming in. And again, this is an industry that's evolving faster than we can blink an eye at. We're driving computers on wheels now, is really what it's coming down to. And so we need to start thinking about how does our business need to change to be able to allow us to continue to grow, especially as we're maybe not seeing as many cars going through. I think there's a number of different ways that you can do that. That might be a subject of another podcast, or especially one with some of the guests. I know I've addressed this with a number of guests I've had on recently. So if you want to go back into the archives, you can go to my website, highliftfinancial.com. Go to the DFran Digest. We have all of our content that's in there, some really great stuff. And I think you'll find that there's a lot of really great ideas about how to evolve. But again, I think this whole idea of renewal time is really important. As I mentioned, I'm terrible doing it. And one thing I've had to do is I have to every year put together what we call a strategic calendar. And that strategic calendar, I need to block out those dates when I'm going to be out, I'm going to be away. And again, I think it's also important that if you feel like I can't do this, I can't get away, now that's one of the projects that you're going to need to work on, is how could you create your business that's going to allow you to get away so you can do more of the high level thinking. That gets into more of a who, not how. And I'm going to address that in another podcast, because I think it's a really important topic to talk about. Too many times we think about how are we going to get things done instead of who are the people that we need to get those things done. So, with that, again, I just recommend everybody go get renewal time, find time to just kind of get away, to decompress. But it's also, you're going to be shocked. We as business owners never fully ever get out of our business. We're always thinking about it. We're always engaged with it, and our minds will always be working on it. But again, like I said, when you're out of your environment and relaxed, this is where the breakthroughs happen, where you can figure out, how can we go to the next level? How can we get to 10x? Okay. We got to stop thinking about, how do we just increase our revenue 10%, 15%, and start thinking bigger, which is going to cause us then to start thinking in much more creative ways. And you'll be shocked how those things can work. So again, if anybody wants to discuss these concepts in more detail, I'm more than happy to do so. You can go to my website, highliftfinancial.com. Right at the top, you'll see a Let's Chat button. You can click on that, schedule time. I give everybody 30 minutes of my time, no obligation, no cost to it, just a chance to discuss your situation and see where, see if there's ways that I can help you. But, again, like I said, this whole idea of renewal time is a little revolutionary. I've had many clients who've resisted it. I actually have one who's actually a multi-shop owner who finally did it about a year ago or so. Took a whole month. It took from December 14th to January 14th. Was scared to death, but he unplugged completely. No emails, no call-ins, anything like that, and actually saw a tremendous amount of growth in his business because of it, which shocked him, because he thought he had to be there all the time. And when you can get your business to a point where you don't have to be there every single moment, now you're starting to evolve from being just an operator to an owner. So again, I want to thank you for listening to Your Business, Your Life. If you've not subscribed to the podcast, please click the subscribe button below. That way, when a new episode hits, it's going to go right to your device. And again, you're going to get all the great content we're trying to produce for you too. And also, if you like what you're hearing, please give us a 5-star review so it gets out to many, many more people. So again, we want to thank you for listening to Your Business, Your Life. Take care and God bless. And let's make it a great day. Hey, I really want to thank you for listening to the Your Business, Your Life podcast. If you want to be notified when new episodes become available, click the subscribe button below.
All information is obtained from sources deemed reliable but not guaranteed. No tax or legal advice is given nor intended. Content provided herein or on our website should not be construed as an offer for investment advice or for securities, insurance, or other investment products. Investments involve the risk of loss and are not guaranteed. Consult a qualified legal, tax, accounting, or financial professional before implementing any investments or strategy discussed here. High Lift Financial is a DBA for Francesco Financial Concierge, LLC. Investment advisory services are provided through Cornerstone Planning Group, LLC, an independent advisory firm registered with the Securities and Exchange Commission.